On our wedding night, my husband removed his mask and revealed glowing eyes. Smirking, he said, "You just married the cursed prince of the Forgotten Realm." Gasping, I tried to run, but the door sealed shut. He whispered, "You are the key to breaking my curse, but it will cost you everything." Shaking, I asked, "What do you mean?" His eyes darkened as he stepped closer and said, "I'm Sarah. I'm 34, live in Charleston, South Carolina. I've had my fair share of bad relationships, nothing abusive or violent, just guys who couldn't commit, guys who didn't know what they wanted, and a couple who wanted too much from me. I'd been single for over a year when I met Daniel. Daniel was different. He looked like he stepped out of a history book. Not like he wore weird clothes or anything, but the way he talked, the way he moved, it felt deliberate. He had this calm confidence, like he'd seen things most people hadn't. He had a slight accent, but I could never place it. He said he traveled a lot when he was younger, grew up between places, whatever that meant. I didn't push it. At the time, I thought it was mysterious. Now, I wonder how much of that was real. We met at an art gallery downtown. He was standing in front of a painting of a stormy sea, staring like it held some secret. I made a dumb comment about how it reminded me of my mood after drinking too much red wine. He laughed. He had this deep, smooth laugh, the kind that makes you feel like you're being let in on a secret. We talked for over an hour that night, then got coffee the next day. After that, we were basically inseparable. Daniel made me feel like I was in a dream. He brought flowers for no reason, made dinner from scratch, remembered tiny details about things I said in passing. He wasn't flashy or controlling. He just made me feel safe, like he was always 10 steps ahead in making sure I was okay. I didn't realize how much that would scare me later. After 6 months, he proposed. We were walking by the water downtown, near the Battery. He got down on one knee with a ring that looked old, antique, but beautiful. I didn't hesitate. I said yes. We planned a small wedding at Magnolia Plantation. I'd always wanted to get married there. The whole day felt perfect. The weather was clear, the Spanish moss swayed gently in the breeze, and everyone we loved was there. Daniel seemed nervous, but I figured that was normal. Everyone gets cold feet, right? After the ceremony and dinner, we went to our wedding night suite at a small, historic bed and breakfast in the French Quarter. It was a place Daniel chose. It wasn't flashy, but it had this timeless charm. Candlelight, heavy wood furniture, an old clawfoot tub in the bathroom. We were both quiet when we got to the room. I thought maybe he was just tired. Then he turned to me, dead serious. "There's something I have to tell you," he said. I laughed. "What?" "That you secretly don't know how to dance and faked it all night." He didn't smile. "I'm not who you think I am." My stomach dropped a little. "What does that mean?" He took a deep breath. And then, I swear to you, it was like his skin shimmered. Like he peeled something off his face, not like a Halloween mask. It was almost like his whole appearance rippled. I was staring at the same face, but different. His eyes were glowing, actually glowing, like fire trapped in glass. I backed away so fast I almost fell. "What the hell is that? What are you?" He didn't move. He just stood there, letting me look at him. Then he smirked, but not like he was amused. It was like someone who knows something you don't. "You just married the cursed prince of the Forgotten Realm," he said. I was shaking. I was sweating. I felt like I was going to throw up. "This is a joke, right? This is some elaborate prank?" "No, Sarah," he said. "It's the truth. And now that we're married, things are set in motion. You are the key to breaking my curse." I ran for the door. I was done. I didn't care if I was in a wedding dress, I was getting out. But the door wouldn't open. I'm not kidding. The door looked normal, but the handle wouldn't move. I pulled, kicked, screamed. Nothing. Daniel didn't move the whole time. When I finally gave up, he said softly, "You can't leave yet." I was crying now. "What do you mean I'm the key? What do you want from me? And that someone is me?" I asked. My voice cracked. He nodded. "But it will cost you everything." "What does that mean?" I asked, wiping my face with the back of my hand. "If you choose to help me, you must come with me to the Forgotten Realm. You must leave this world behind. Forever." I sat on the floor, numb. "Why didn't you tell me before?" "Because I didn't want to scare you away," he said. "I fell in love with you. And I hoped that love would be enough." I looked at him. "This isn't love. You tricked me." He looked genuinely hurt. "No. I protected you. I didn't want you caught in this unless you were truly mine." We sat in silence for a long time. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to think. That was just the beginning. And I haven't even told you about what happened next. What he showed me when the mirror started changing. What I saw when I looked outside the window. What he said would happen if I told anyone. I haven't told anyone until now. If you want to hear what happened after that night, what really happened in that room and what he made me see, I'll post more. Let me know. You said, continue the story, add conflicts or story twist, keeping the details sharp and the tone dramatic, use simple words, no ending yet. ChatGPT said, alright. Since some of you wanted to know what happened next, here it is. I was still sitting on the floor in my wedding dress, makeup smudged, heart pounding. My new husband, if I could even call him that, stood above me with glowing eyes and a calm face, like this was normal, like this was something couples just go through. He said I was the key to breaking his curse. That I had to leave everything behind to help him. But he hadn't told me the full price yet. Not really. I don't know how long I sat there, trying to wake myself up, hoping it was a dream or some twisted episode of a hidden camera show. But it wasn't. Every time I blinked, his face was still glowing in that same low fire. The room was cold. Too cold for Charleston. The candles flickered like there was a wind, but the windows were shut. And then, the mirror on the wall started to ripple. Like water. Like the glass wasn't solid anymore. I jumped up. What the hell is that? Daniel looked at it, then at me. That's the gateway. To where? I whispered. To my home. The Forgotten Realm. I took a step back. I'm not going in there. I didn't sign up for this. He didn't force me. He just looked at me with this heavy sadness in his eyes. You already did. What do you mean? You said I do. You made the bond. The curse recognized it. It's already started. No. No, this is insane. That was a normal wedding. With a pastor and flowers and vows. Not, whatever this is. I know, he said quietly. And I'm sorry. But it's not just about us anymore. The realm, it knows about you now. Just as he said that, the room started shaking. Not like an earthquake. More like the walls themselves were alive and angry. Daniel's head snapped toward the window. His voice turned sharp. They're already here. Who? I asked. He looked back at me with real fear. The Watchers. Guardians of the curse. They're not supposed to cross into this world, but your arrival triggered them. I ran to the window and looked out. The street below was still and quiet. But in the corner of the yard, under the shadow of a large oak tree, I saw them. 3 figures in black. Their faces were completely hidden by masks that looked like animal skulls. They didn't move like people. They glided. They're coming for me? I asked, voice shaking. He nodded. And if they reach you before you cross into the realm with me, they'll destroy you. Not just your body. Your soul. I started pacing. You're telling me I have to go into some strange realm with a man who lied to me, or be torn apart by floating skeleton monsters? That's my choice? It wasn't supposed to happen like this, he said. And that's when I snapped. I picked up the nearest lamp and threw it at him. He didn't dodge. It shattered at his feet. You lied to me. 4 months. You made me love you. You built this whole life with me, and now you're telling me I was just a key to your curse? You think I'm just gonna go along with that? He stepped toward me, and for the first time, he looked less like Daniel and more like something ancient. His face didn't change, but his energy did. I could feel it in the air. He wasn't just some prince with a glowing stare. He was something older. Then he whispered, "You think this curse is just about me?" I stopped. What are you talking about? He moved to the mirror and waved his hand across the surface. It cleared like fog on glass, and suddenly, I saw a woman inside. Crying. Screaming. My mother. No, no, that's not real, I whispered. Daniel didn't even look at me. She went missing in 1999, didn't she? They said she left. Abandoned you. I couldn't speak. She was taken. Just like you were meant to be. I fell to my knees. Why? I whispered. She had the same blood you do. She was the first bond the realm tried to make. But she escaped. Broke the connection before it could finish. That's why the curse remained. That's why I remained. The mirror fogged up again, and she was gone. I looked up at him, trembling. You knew this whole time? I didn't want to tell you until you were ready. Ready for what? He knelt in front of me. His voice was calm again, like he was trying not to scare me. Ready to understand that this isn't just about marriage. Or love. This is about fate. And bloodlines. An ancient power that's been buried for centuries. So my mom's still alive? I asked, grabbing his shirt. She was. The last I saw her. She didn't survive the crossing, but her soul never left the realm. What does that mean? She's trapped. And if you come with me, we might be able to find her. That's when the lights went out. Total darkness. The kind that presses into your skin. Daniel stood. They're closer. I crawled to the corner of the room, heart hammering. Then a voice, not Daniel's, whispered from the darkness. She's ours now. Daniel shouted a word I didn't understand, and the mirror lit up again. He grabbed my wrist. You have to choose. Now. My voice cracked. What happens if I don't? Then they'll take you. And everything you've ever loved will go with you. I didn't answer. I couldn't. That's when the door slammed open, after being sealed shut for hours. And something stepped inside. But it wasn't a watcher. It was someone else. Someone who looked exactly like Daniel. Same face. Same body. But his eyes weren't glowing. His voice was colder. Don't trust him, he said. I'm the real Daniel. The second Daniel, if that's who he really was, stood in the doorway like he owned the room. Same face, same voice, just colder. More hollow. His eyes weren't glowing like the first Daniel's, but something about him felt just as wrong. He looked at me, then at the man still holding my wrist. Let her go. She doesn't belong to you. The glowing-eyed Daniel tensed. You're not supposed to be here. And yet, here I am, the other one said. I ripped my hand away from the first Daniel and backed up. One of you tell me what the hell is going on. Right now. They both looked at me, then at each other. I could feel the air shift, like pressure was building between them. The one in the doorway pointed at the mirror. That's not a gateway. That's a trap. What? I said. He took a step forward. He's not a prince. He's the guardian of the curse. The real prince never made it out of the realm. I did. The glowing-eyed Daniel's face changed. Not physically, but his expression cracked. Like the mask he wore was slipping. She's lying, he hissed. He's lying. He's trying to steal you. The curse chose you. It can only be broken with your sacrifice. The other Daniel, no glowing eyes, moved faster than I thought possible. One moment he was near the door, the next he was between me and the glowing-eyed one. She doesn't need to die to break it, he said. That's what you've told every woman before her, isn't it? My knees buckled. Every woman? Glowing eyes, let's call him Masked Daniel now, turned to me slowly. You weren't the first, he said, voice low. But you're the last. The bond was completed when you married me. The others weren't strong enough. You are. I felt sick. What did you do to them? They chose to run, he said simply. So they paid the price. The unmasked Daniel grabbed my hand. You need to come with me. Now. The gateway isn't the only way into the realm. It's just the most dangerous. I hesitated. Why should I believe you? He looked me dead in the eyes. Because I never asked you to sacrifice anything. He did. Suddenly, the candles blew out. The mirror cracked, like something inside was pushing to get out. Masked Daniel hissed, a sound not human. She's mine. And then everything exploded into chaos. The Watchers burst into the room, 3 of them, just like before, cloaked and gliding, faces hidden by bone masks. But this time, they weren't just here to watch. They were attacking. Unmasked Daniel pulled me behind him, and I saw his hand glow faintly, not fire, not light, just energy. He whispered something under his breath, and a wave of force hit the Watchers, throwing them against the wall. But they didn't fall. They hovered, like puppets waiting for their strings to move again. Masked Daniel grabbed my other arm. You break the curse by merging your soul with mine. It's the only way to free the Forgotten Realm. That's the truth. Everything else is a lie. Unmasked Daniel yelled, that's how he feeds. He uses the merging to trap your soul in the realm. The realm doesn't need saving, he does. I was in the middle of them both, pulled in 2 directions, while creatures from another world circled us like vultures. And then something inside me snapped. I screamed. Not out of fear, but something deeper. Something older. My body felt like it caught fire. The floor under me cracked. Both Daniels froze. The Watchers paused. And the mirror shattered completely. That's when I saw her. My mother. Not screaming now. Not crying. Just watching. Her eyes were glowing too, just like his. She looked at me and whispered one word. Choose. Then she vanished. The Watchers began to retreat, but one left something behind. A small, metallic object. It looked like a key, but not to any door I'd ever seen. Both Daniels saw it. Both wanted it. Unmasked Daniel whispered, that's your way in. Your way to the truth. Masked Daniel whispered, that's your way out. To end it all. If you give it to me. And I stood there, bride dress torn, hands shaking, everything I thought I knew burned to ashes, staring at a key that somehow held the answer to all of it. But I haven't made the choice yet. Because the key, it's not metal. It's warm. And it's beating, like a heart. I stared at the key. No, the heart. It pulsed in my hand, like it had veins running into my skin. It wasn't made of metal. It was alive. And it responded to me. Both Daniels circled me like wolves in a storm. Unmasked Daniel whispered, that key is your inheritance, Sarah. Your bloodline was never meant to be just human. Your mother tried to stop it. But she failed. Now you have the power to finish what she started. Masked Daniel stepped forward. Don't listen to him. He's using you. I've watched your soul since the day you were born. I protected you from the realm's hunger. I loved you before you even knew what love was. I turned to him, shaking. You loved me? You lied to me. You tricked me into marrying you, like I was just a means to your own end. He clenched his fists. You chose me. You said I do. That bond is sacred. No, I shouted. You never gave me a choice. You hid the truth. You made me believe in something that wasn't real. The watchers were still. Silent. The room felt like it had paused, everything holding its breath. Then I turned to unmasked Daniel. And you say you're the real one. But you waited until now to show up? You let him do this to me? Why? He stepped closer, eyes full of something like guilt. Because I wasn't strong enough before. I was still trapped between worlds. You pulled me here when you screamed. You woke the bloodline. You brought the realm to its knees. That's when it hit me. I'm not the key to his curse, I said slowly. I am the curse. The room cracked. Walls split. Wind howled from the mirror's shattered frame. Furniture lifted off the ground. The watchers bowed, not to Daniel, not to the prince, but to me. I dropped the heart. Masked Daniel screamed. No. The heart fell to the floor and burst into flames. Blue fire. He lunged for me, but unmasked Daniel caught him midair. They crashed into the wall with a sound like thunder. Fists flew. Magic tore through the air. I stood back, trembling, as the two of them fought, not like men, but like creatures from another age. Then I saw her again. My mother. Only this time, she stepped through the broken mirror. Solid. Pale. Her hair longer than I remembered, streaked with silver and ash. She looked at me with tears in her eyes. Sarah, you don't belong to either of them. Mama? My voice cracked. She nodded. You are more than what they want you to be. You can end this. Not with them. But with you. Masked Daniel was bleeding now, eyes fading. She's mine, he snarled. Let him go, I said, voice sharp. He looked at me with desperation. Without you, I'll vanish. I've existed for centuries, don't end me. You ended yourself the moment you lied to me. Unmasked Daniel released him. Masked Daniel dropped to the floor. The watchers moved in, but not to kill. They stood over him like sentinels. Silent judgment. My mother walked to me. Take my hand, she said. I did. The room began to fall away, like the walls couldn't hold us anymore. Light poured in, brighter than day, colder than winter. And then everything stopped. When I woke up, I was in a hospital. Real bed. Real light. Machines beeping. My cousin Julia was by my side. She looked pale and scared. You've been missing for 3 days, she said. They found me wandering outside the old B&B, barefoot and bleeding from the wrists. I couldn't explain it. I still can't. I told them I was attacked. It was easier than saying I just escaped an ancient soul-bonding realm with 2 versions of my demon husband. They said the B&B had been closed for years. No one had been inside. The owners died in the 90s. Julia stayed with me for a week. She kept asking if I remembered what happened. I said no. But at night, I dreamed of glowing eyes. I heard my mother whisper my name from places I couldn't see. It's been 6 months. I moved out of Charleston. Started fresh in Asheville, North Carolina. New job. New apartment. Small. Quiet. No mirrors. Some days I think I see Daniel in the street. Not glowing. Just watching. I never follow. I still wear my wedding ring. Not because I love him. But because it reminds me what love isn't. I don't know if the curse is gone. I don't know if I ended it or just changed it. But I do know this, they tried to use me, both of them. One through lies. One through guilt. In the end, the only person I chose was me. People ask me if I believe in fate now. I don't know. But I do believe in power. The kind that comes when you've lost everything, and you're still standing. And that's where I am now. Still standing. Still burning.